In this video, I'm going to discuss action groups. We'll take a look at how they function on an action page, what they look like, and we'll walk through the steps to create and edit one. There are other video tutorials for action items and action pages, so be sure to check those out as well. Let's start by looking at action groups in their natural habitat, an action page. An action group is a collection of action items offering descriptive and contextualized links to helpful services, resources, and other information, and they often make up the main portion of an action page. Action pages require at least one action group. A maximum of 3 groups is recommended per action page, but authors can add up to 10 action groups per page. An action group must contain at least one action item, but more items are recommended, up to 8. The action items within an action group should be related by topic or audience to form a cohesive collection. Each action group has a title that can be shown or hidden, an optional group description, and an option to include a video related to the action items in the group. Now let's look at some of the ways to create an action group. The first way is to start from the Add Content route. Select Content from the side navigation, then select the blue Add Content button. Scroll down the page to the Micro Content section and select Action Group. This will bring you to the Create Action Group page. Look for the small red asterisk to denote which fields on the page are required for creating your action group. Fields without the asterisk are optional. The action group title is a required field, but you can hide it from showing on the action page by checking the Hide Title box. The description field is optional, and below that is the action section, where we are required to add at least one action item. Do this by selecting Add Action Item. This will open a pop-up window where you can choose to either create a new action item by completing the fields below, or selecting from existing action items by selecting Action Item Library from the top of this window. Check the box next to the item you want to add, scroll to the bottom, and select the blue Select button. Once you add an action item, you'll return to the Create Action Group page, where the action item you've added will now appear in the Actions section. Continue to add more action items to the Actions section by selecting Add Action Item and following the steps we just went through. Once you've added all of the action items you want to have in this action group, you may choose to add a video in the next section. To add a video, select Add Media and either select an existing video from the media library or enter the URL for a new remote video in the field at the top. Then select Insert Selected at the bottom of this window to add the video to your action group. The fields for the video title and description are optional, but recommended to provide visitors with another way to learn about what offerings are available to them. When you're ready to save your action group, you can choose from a variety of saving options by clicking on the drop-down menu next to the words Save As. You might save this as a draft if it is incomplete or needs to be reviewed, or you can select Published if the action group is complete and ready to include on an action page. After you've selected how you want to save the action group, select the blue Save button to save your work. So that was one way to create an action group. Another way is when you're creating or editing an action page. This is the edit page for an existing action page. Scroll down to the Action Group section. Select Add Action Group. A pop-up window will appear to create a new action group where you can add action items by selecting Add Action Item in the Action section, or you can pull existing action groups from the Action Group library. After entering your information, remember to scroll to the bottom and select Save to save your work. Now let's talk about editing action groups. It's important to note that any action group can be used on multiple action pages. Therefore, when you edit an action group, those changes will take effect wherever that action group exists on your website. So let's say you've created an action group already and you need to make changes to it. The pathways to edit an action group are similar to those when you created one. In other words, you could start with any of the action pages where the action group you want to change is located. Let's say I want to edit this first action group on this action page. Start by selecting the blue Edit button in the upper right corner of the window. This will open the page to edit the action page. Scroll down to the Action Group section, and under the title of the action group I want to change, select the Edit button. A pop-up window will appear. In this window, you can change the title, choose whether to hide the title or not, and you can make changes to any of the action items in this group, or change the order of the items by dragging and dropping the titles within this area. After you make your changes, select the blue Save button in the lower right corner of this window. This will bring us back to the editing page for our action page. Here too, scroll down to the bottom and select Save. Another easy way to edit an action group is to go to the Content Overview. Either enter the name of the action group in the title field, or search by action group content type and select Filter. Find the action group you want and either select its name or select the Edit button in the Operations column on the far right side in line with the action group you want to change. Either way will get you to the Edit Action Group page where you can make your changes. Scroll to the bottom and select Save. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you understand the functionality of an action group as well as some of the ways you can create or edit an action group. Again, please check out the related videos about action items and action pages so you can better understand how all of these parts fit together. Thanks for watching.